Greetings. This is going to be a collective energy reading. First and foremost, Holy Spirit, casting away all dark energies sent to harm or disturb me, my loved ones, and you, collective. So, I'm going to hop right into it. Holy Spirit, what's going on with the collective right now? What do they need to hear? All right. So someone is in Ace of Pentacles energy as to where you are manifesting your heart's desires at this time. And it's giving you a lot of stability, and you're also gaining a lot of prosperity. Like, you're starting to realize what's important to you, and, you know, walking away from things that no longer serve you. All right. And that's leaving somebody to feel very powerless. But it seems as though this individual is in like a victim mentality. Okay, because the Lovers card came out in reverse. So they're definitely, you know, this individual has made like a lot of bad choices, especially like pertaining to you. But you guys are in Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups energy, to where, you know, you definitely have a lot of creative activities. Like, you're probably going towards any like creative endeavors, and you're very ambitious, okay? Very goal oriented. So that's definitely a good energy for you guys to be in. All right, Holy Spirit, clarify this Lovers in reverse. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles came out in reverse. So this individual that is, you know, feeling the type of way, maybe because you separated from them, it's because, you know, this individual kept doing things over and over again, you know, and they kept trying to cast these illusions onto you. And the more that you let go, it seems as though the harder that they were, you know, trying to cast these illusions. But the Holy Spirit has definitely called judgment. Okay, and it's because you're in this period of solitude at this time. You're doing a lot of soul searching, and that's really good. And that is exactly why the Holy Spirit has blessed you with this experience to have this rebirth. Okay, you're definitely moved by love at this time. Okay, so you're very creative at this time. So if there's some type of creative endeavor that, you know, you could be hesitating or moving forward with, this is your sign to go ahead and do that. Okay, because with this Death card, you definitely have a new beginning above the horizon. So it's definitely going to work out for your highest good. Okay, Holy Spirit, clarify this Ace of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles. All right, so I said to clarify. So to clarify, you know, you're enjoying this journey. Like, you're enjoying these new opportunities coming your way, or any new opportunities that, you know, you could be pondering on at this time, because you have a fresh outlook on the world. Okay, you're definitely learning from trial and error. So make sure you're focusing on who's good for you. You know, these individuals that keep you in a high vibration, those are the connections that you are to nurture at this time. Okay, because there's definitely someone in your energy that is feeling stagnant. Why are they stagnant, Holy Spirit? They're stagnant because they are receiving karma. Okay, so continue to focus on you. Continue to protect your peace. All right, because it's literally leading to your blessings and your fulfillment with this Ten of Cups. Anything else the collective needs to know, Holy Spirit? Okay, so somebody could be bisexual, or you could be curious about exploring your sexuality at this time. Bounty Hunter came out in reverse. Op came out in reverse. Minor came out in reverse. Sweetheart came out in reverse. So so pretty much these cards mean do not doubt yourself. Okay, your intuition is spot on. There is somebody that is very regretful. Okay, and for some of you guys who might have had some type of romantic connection as to where they pretty much did some things that weren't too great to you, this person's karma might need them getting an STD or an STI. So make sure you're touching grass, okay? Make sure you're grounding your energy, you're spending time in nature. And then also make sure that you're seeing the bigger picture, okay? And you seeing the bigger picture is definitely going to help you to break through these illusions, okay? there's a lot of like emotional manipulators. There's a lot of emotional manipulators that's currently trying to get in your energy. But the fact that you're achieving peace and you're in King of Pentacles energy, which means that your energy is very potent at this time, it's definitely going to have people trying to reach out, especially with this retrograde that's about to happen. You know, people from your past, they either going to try to come back around with ulterior motives, or they're gonna try to like change your mind as to where you're not standing on business, but you're being called to do that. What's bothering the collective at this time? So the individual that could be bothering you at this time, Queen of Wands came out in reverse. Okay, so this individual is very selfish, okay, and they have insecurities that they are not able to handle like on their own, but it's like they don't really have hope or a direction on where they're going, which is why the energy is so scattered, like as it surrounds this individual or this energy. Okay, you guys are a star energy, so you're definitely the star. Okay, I'm feeling some main character energy for y'all. Okay, because you're very inspired. Okay, you have individuals that are very inspired by this rebirth that you have gone through, and literally all you had to do was rest, relax, and not to be so impatient. You know, you have a lot of patience, especially when it comes to your blessings coming through. You know, you're patiently waiting, and you're making sure that you're caring for yourself, and you're also making sure that, you know, you are giving yourself grace because you are recuperating. Okay, whoever I'm talking to, you're definitely a survivor. You have been through a lot of things that most people wouldn't have made it through. You know, most people would have gave up, but you didn't, and you kept your faith in the Most High as you were doing it. So now you're in the energy of celebrating. In the past, you were very gloomy. You were very sad. You might have even been in despair, mainly because it's like you thought, you know, people had your back. You feel me? Like you thought somebody had your back, and you're realizing that the situation, it was a failure. The situation failed, but that doesn't mean you're a failure. Okay, so make sure that you're always prioritizing your peace, because that's the best thing that you can have, because that has to do with your soul, that has to do with your heart. Okay, anything else the collective needs to know, Holy Spirit? Okay, this solitude that you're taking is necessary. Okay, it was meant for you to separate from whoever it is, whatever energy, you know, that you separated from. So make sure that you're continuing to be confident within yourself. And you're also praying to the Most High God, Yahweh, the Holy Spirit. You know, make sure you're showing gratitude. Okay, be gracious for the lessons you have learned. Okay, because it wouldn't have brought you to this place in your life. Whoever I'm talking to, you might have been a little codependent in the past, okay? And it led to a lot of conflicts because you were holding on to things that really didn't serve you, okay? And now you're achieving balance with your home life, with your spirituality, with, you know, your finances. You're definitely achieving a lot of balance, and you're also realizing that it's reflecting into your home. So those of you that have children, or, you know, you could be in some type of romantic partnership, maybe you live with family or whoever, but you're realizing the vibe is way better since you walked away from these individuals. All right, bottom of the deck. These new beginnings are definitely going to start to happen, but they're going to be very spontaneous, as to where, you know, the individuals that, you know, you realize do have your back, you're realizing it is long term. Okay, they are very successful, very abundant. Okay, and it's because you did a lot of the hard work, so now you're reaping the results of that. Okay, and that's bringing in a lot of joy. All right, and you're also in the energy of receiving new love. Okay, so your personal growth is something that will literally make history. Okay, you had times where you were very stagnated. You stayed in a bad situation based off of emotions. You know, you were making heart over head decisions, but it was in a way that really didn't benefit you. Okay? Because these individuals that you held onto, they were gossiping about you behind your back. All right. And, you know, it led to a lot of betrayals, a lot of deceptions. And you maybe started to neglect your social life because you felt like, you know, damn, if I can't trust these individuals that are so close to me, that I hold so close to my heart, you know, it made you fearful. It made you fearful about new connections. But now you're starting to open up yourself to the point where, you know, you're realizing this was a cycle. You cleared out a lot of karmic debt. So now you're no longer being unproductive, okay? You're no longer missing opportunities due to fear, due to anxiety, okay? There was also some type of miscommunication. What about this miscommunication, Holy Spirit? Yeah, this miscommunication was due to an unhealthy relationship dynamic. So pretty much if you would have stayed in this situation, it would have kept being bad. It would have kept being stuck. It would have always been conflicts, you know, and it could have had something to do with a family situation. When I picked up this card representing family, you know, family and job security, Ten of Cups came out in reverse and it like flipped again. So definitely some things that could have happened in some type of family dynamic, a conflict, some type of separation, or you were just feeling hopeless when it came to this situation, which ultimately led you to the decision to walk away because you are in control of your destiny. Okay, at one point you had a fear of change, but this inspired action that you took, this passion that you had for your life and your forward movement, your forward momentum, definitely was the best thing that you could have did. And these karmics that's in your energy, they wanted you to be reckless. They wanted you to be superficial. Okay, they wanted you to not have any rest. But this is a message for you to know that there is no rest for the wicked. Okay, even though people might, you know, post on social media, they might, you know, have a facade up like everything is okay. In actuality, when they get alone by themselves, they're miserable. Okay, the Most High is definitely, you know, putting out this karma to anybody that was playing in your energy, anybody that wished bad on you. Okay, and this is leading to a breakthrough. Okay, because you took pure action towards expanding your horizons, okay? And that is why you will be celebrating soon. And you're going to be celebrating this breakthrough. You're going to be celebrating you standing in your personal power, okay? You're going to be celebrating, okay? And you're so confident. You actually believe in yourself. Okay, and it's not just for a look, you know, it's not just to get the attention of a partner or something. You're exercising your free will. Okay, you're making these conscious choices towards your growth, and that was the best thing that you could have did because you chose a more loving path. At one point you had some trapped emotions that, you know, came out in ways that definitely, you know, didn't help, and it was because these individuals did not like you. They were very condescending. There was really not much communication. Somebody probably dismissed, you know, your feelings, and that hurt really bad, especially when it's someone that you value. Okay, but now you're pursuing your goals with focused intentions, okay? And you are working hard towards this goal. And the Most High definitely is watching that, and the Most High is definitely getting ready to bless you, okay? You are a divine being. So what you're being called to do is maintain these healthy boundaries, okay? Because that will lead to your wish fulfillment. And just to let you know, you are a divine being. You are the wish fulfillment, okay? So anybody that tried to make you feel less than, you know, anybody that was trying to talk down on you in any type of way, they were projecting how they felt about themselves. That is why they did that. It was nothing wrong with you. Okay? Because even when you were in a lower vibration, you still weren't moving out of malice. Okay? So there's a lot of individuals that was in your energy. They definitely fucked around and found out. And as you find out the truth, as you release this fear, your intuition is heightening. And this happening fast. Okay? This momentum is building up. And it's due to all the work that you're doing. You're very confident. Okay? I feel like I said the word confident a million times so far. And you have a lot of new ideas as well. So I'm going to reiterate that. These new ideas that you are contemplating on, working on, please do that. Because you're in a heavy manifestation period. Okay? And it's going to lead to you being happy, earning this abundance. Okay. So you have so many talents, so many skills, so many different crafts that you're working on. This is your message to focus on one thing at a time. Okay? I already know that you're talented. The Most High knows that you're talented. But what you need to do is focus. Okay. So, the Most High wants you to work on one thing at a time. Because when you put your mind towards one thing at a time, it's successful. Okay, so, some people are able to work on multiple different things at one time. Some people are good at multitasking. But the collective that I'm talking to right now, just do one thing at a time. Okay, or two max. Okay, so it can really grow. So you're really able to nurture it so it can grow way bigger than you could ever imagine. Because I promise you it is. Okay? There was someone in your energy that they tried to start some type of conflict with you. Okay? And it's because they wanted you to have a lot of tension when it came to something. Okay? They definitely realized that they did miss an opportunity with you. So now they're feeling kind of depressed. Heavy on missed opportunities. Okay? And it was because this individual was very arrogant. Okay, and they were being arrogant because they were trying to break down your confidence. They really didn't want you to believe in yourself. They were trying to mess up any new opportunities that could have came your way. And you definitely transmuted that energy through your healing. And that's why you're in this divine Empress energy. Okay, so earlier I got Emperor. And then I got the Empress. So definitely divine feminine, definitely divine masculine. If you were not sure, if you were a divine being, you're watching this video, you are. Claim that. Okay? Make sure that you're standing in your divinity, that you're standing in your power, and that you're not allowing anybody to put that in jeopardy. Nobody's coming between you and the divine. Nobody is coming between you and your higher self. Nobody is coming between you and your blessings. If this resonated, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Continue to live in love and light. Bye.